Today we have a tricky job to repair. We have this laptop. This laptop is coming from another technician who is specializing on laptop repairs from a local shop. So the laptop is Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Yoga. Uh, he explained me everything about the laptop. He said this laptop is the initial problem came to his shop by the customer due to water damage. They tried to clean everything, but still the laptop is not working. So the problem is I don't know the intensity of the water damage like the initial problem, because already they cleaned. I don't know who the areas which were affected, but we try to re-inspect the motherboard and see if we can bring this to life. The most um, the most difficult thing about this motherboard is it's working with USB-C. It's not like a normal charging port. So let's try to see how best you can diagnose. So today we'll learn how you can diagnose a USB-C motherboard and fix it. We'll learn something new today, because this side there are few people who are using laptops with USB-C charging ports. Uh, Hopefully this is going to be an easy repair, because already someone gave up on this repair. But we can't just give up without giving a try. We have to try. I never fixed this, specifically this model of motherboard, but we'll see. The battery is not plugged in. We have the SSD here. The motherboard looks clean from the eye point of view, but we'll take closer look with the microscope on each and every component. So what I would do, I'll plug the USB-C and we'll pay attention to this meter. Now it's off. I'll plug it on the first charging port. The meter is coming on, and if you check on the meter, it's reading 11.9, almost 12 volts. That means the PD controller is negotiating the voltage. Okay, what about on the other port? Because we have two USB-C. The other port is 4.9 volts. So probably it's working with this first port with 11 point something. Okay, fine. So while it's plugged in, let's check the voltages. Let's check the main power rail, which is supposed to be 12 volts. 0. On this ceramic we have 13.5 volts. That means the PD controller is working. Here we have 13 volts. Because the battery is unplugged, this is the voltage from the charging port. Okay, here we have 13. Here we have the Think Center, that's the E.T.C chip, if I'm sure about it. And we have ceramic around, we have 3.3. So the 3.3 is okay. The 19 volt, the 12 volts power line is okay. 3.3 is okay. So my question is, why the motherboard is not turning on? Huh? Let's unplug the power. Let's plug the battery. Before we plug the main battery, let's disconnect the BIOS battery. I wanna reset this. I wanna reset the BIOS battery connector by shorting pins on the BIOS battery connector. Insert the BIOS battery and the battery. We want to see if this laptop is charging. The battery is inserted. Plug back the USB-C. It's taking like 60 milliamps. Where's the power button? It's on this side. Here. Pressing the power. No change of current. It's taking 56 milliamps. What about checking voltage? Where's the switch? The switch button is here. So the cable is coming here. On this is coming exactly here. So what I'll do, I'll check on that connector for 3.3 volts. That's what we have to do now. 2 volts, 3 volts. The 3 volts is okay. This motherboard seems to be okay. Seems to be on. Like really? No, it's not on. What I will do next, I'll try to short pins from this connector to ground. Oh, it's smoking. Oh, I think I just killed this motherboard. Let's see on a microscope. What did I do here? Smoking. I melted this connector. What voltage do we have there? Maybe those are the kind of situation where we have high voltage on the switch button. 3.3. 3.3. Here we have 3.3. Okay. Let's ignore that. Let's inspect the motherboard. Let's inspect the motherboard. Let's inspect the motherboard. I hear something. Something happened here. Where's my tweezer? So yeah, here seems these components were once affected. You can see those ceramic capacitors. There's some whitish thing between. Even on this monolithic driver, especially this one. What else we can see? That's the Think Center. That's our startup chip. I want to check for 3.3 on this chip to be present, because we checked here 3.3 here 0 0 0 0 0.6 3.3 1.8 I'm looking for a different point. 3.3. Okay. Alright, fine. So our next step is to disconnect the power and the battery. I wanna check those coils. This is the vehicle section. We have monolithic driver and next to those driver, to the output of those power supply, the voltage is going straight to the CPU. So what I want to do here is BP. Here is BP. Ohms range. Here we have like 11 ohms, and here we have like 21 ohms. 11, 21 ohms. Okay. Continuity. Who noticed something? Who noticed something weird between those two coils? We have this coil and the monolithic driver. We have this coil, the monolithic driver. We have those ceramic caps. These three caps, they must be connected on the 19 volts power line. And these caps, they must be connected. And here, The main 12 volts power line is present. I don't think here these capacitors, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 capacitors are reading short. So what I will do, I'll plug again the USB-C volts. Let's check the voltage. What voltage do we have there on this power supply? Here we have 13 volts. What about here? Here we have nothing because the capacitors, they are shorted. On this blown up thing, this side we have nothing. This side we have 13. So here we have a blown up thing, which I believe is the low value resistor, or is an inductor which is feeding those ceramic capacitors into the power supply. So this power supply will have a short. And if you pay close attention to the short, okay, I think this capacitor, which has a crack, this capacitor can be the problem. This one, I'm doubting this capacitor. So what I would do, they cleaned already. So, or what you can do, maybe what you can do here is nothing except to take down this capacitor and check for short. Capacitor is out. We can check direct on this capacitor. Continue it. Yeah, the capacitor is gone. Here the short is gone. So how are we going to fix this? How are we going to fix this issue? We need to replace the capacitor and run a wire here. Okay, capacitors. Let's put the capacitor. Yeah, we are now replacing the capacitor. And now here we can take out this, and I'll come with our own nice bridge here on this point. Let me look for a nice fuse. Nice fuse, like usual. Like usual. Let's cut down this wire. We're still on diode mode. I want to check few things. What I want to check, okay. So can you test? Can you test the laptop? Let's just wait for the board to cool down and then we'll test. So let's plug the main battery. Uh, let's plug the power. Pay attention to the USB meter. Now it's taking. 13. Where's the power button? Power button. Power button pressed, nothing. Okay. Let's reset this motherboard again. Disconnecting the main battery. Connecting it back. Power on. The motherboard is not turning on. Let's check the voltage. Now we have 14. Okay. Let's try to check out this connector. Plug back. Fan is spinning. I saw something on the fan. Huh? I saw something on the fan. Let me try a trick. Oh, this motherboard. So let's see now. Let's see now. Uh, uh, the laptop now it's charging. You can see it's taking 1.4 amps. But the problem, we melt this connector. I think we need another connector for the switch. So what I would do, I'll try to power on this with a tweezer if we can, and see if the motherboard is working. Uh, Fan is spinning. Okay. And we have picture. It's working. It's working. Press escape. It's working. And it's loading Windows. And we have nice wallpaper. So we managed to fix the laptop. There was a shorted cable on the vehicle power supply, on the processor power supply, which we took out, and a blown up resistor inductor. I don't know what is it, which was not sending the input voltage on the CPU power supply. The laptop is working fine. The touchpad, I believe this is a touch screen. Yeah, this is a touch screen. Keyboard, everything is working fine. Uh, Everything is working fine. You see? So we managed to fix the laptop. So what I would do, because the laptop is now powering on, I think what I have to do, I'll try to look for another keyboard. That's all what I can do on this motherboard. I'll try to look for another flex cable here because this one is broken. Or I'll take out the battery, I'll see how long is the connector, and we'll try to, let's see under, when you take out the battery, we can do something on the connector. I think we can do something. What I'll do, I'll disconnect here. I'll disconnect here. Because the problem, we don't have this flex cable. Okay, microscope. So the option that we have here is to fix this cable because all these connectors are broken. So I think what I can do, I can cut this and peel off. Let's do it. Let's do it. So what we have to do here, we'll cut off this. Let's cut off this cable and peel it off again. Let me peel off this. And then we'll see if this is gonna help. So I peel off the flex cable. Let's try to power off the laptop. Now it's on. Pressing the power on switch. It's not doing anything. It's not responding. So what I will do, I'll close the laptop. We go under microscope. So we need to modify the switch button because it's me who killed this. So we have to try by all means to help the customer. I'm putting the microscope on focus. So we have those two test points. Let me check, because what is happening to this motherboard, If I short if I short the third pin to ground, is coming on. So the third pin is coming here. You can hear the beep. So this is the plus for the switch button and this is the ground. So I'll run a wire from here. We'll take out the board for the switch and we'll try to run a wire from the positive test point to the plus of this switch. So what I'll do, I'll take out this board. Yeah, the repair was long. I can see on the OBS it's now close to 40 minutes. This is not an easy one. Disconnecting the battery and the charger. So what we need to do here, let's go on a microscope and see how this looks like. So that's the panel. That's the panel which we want to modify here. We want to modify a few things. Yeah, the panel is very small. I want to understand few things. So let me look for a wire. So let's do the job. What we need is soldering wire. So that we'll try to come with the jumper here. At least the customer must be happy that we managed to fix the laptop. I'll connect the positive on this resistor. Here. My wire is too big. My wire is too big. I have to cut it. Let's try again. Maybe I just need to run a single wire. Because of the size of this board, on the PCB side, we are coming with the wire here. Here, that's the test point. I'm coming with the wire this side. This is done. And on the panel for the switch, I'll cut the wire because it's very long. We're trying to improvise just to give this laptop second chance. Okay, I think we're done. I want to check this wire to ground, just to make sure that we did not create any short here. No, it's not grounded. So let me put hot glue and then we'll test. So what I did, I just ran the plus wire from the motherboard test point to the plus of the switch. So now let's try to power it off. The laptop went off, on. And the laptop is coming on. I can see the fan is spinning. Or what I can do, we can power off here. Let's power off the laptop. Now the laptop is off. Let's power on using a switch. What you can't see any LED, but from this end I can see the fan spinning. Fan is spinning. and we must have picture. We have picture. So the switch button is now working. So this is a well done job. This is a well done job. So everything is working fine. So I think I have to stop now. And see it's now close to an hour. Yeah, this wasn't a trick repair. So what did we learn about this USB-C motherboard of it's Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Yoga? We learn few things. We learn uh, if we have 3.3 and we have a 12 volts, which is the main power rail on this motherboard, the laptop is not turning on, is not doing anything. Just check, pay attention to the power supplies. Because at this moment you can run to flash the BIOS because like I said, the owner of this laptop, the person who bring it here is a technician from another laptop repair shop. He said, as I'm suspecting the BIOS, but here what we have done is nothing to do with BIOS. Actually, the switching power supply for the processor was not sending voltage to the CPU because of a shorted capacitor. Uh, and also, the other thing, there was an inductor, maybe it's an inductor or it's a fuse, which was connecting this power supply with another power supply. It was blown up, was not sending the input voltage on the switching power supply with the processor. Because if you don't have the input voltage, which is the main power rail, obviously that power supply is not going to output anything. So we learn few things. We learn few things, and it's good to learn. It's good to learn, and I've done a mistake, and we rectify the mistake. So this is a good case study. The laptop is still on. It's still on. So what I will say, let me power off this laptop. What I will say, uh, if you have anything that you don't understand or you wish to add, please don't hesitate to leave a comment. I'll try to answer you. At least we have found uh, a nice job because these Type C laptops, the laptops which are working with Type C chargers, very few they are using the laptops. And what I like is that the PD controller is working because our laptop is charging, it's taking 1.483 amps, which is fine. So see you on the next one. Bye bye.